Hi there, and you're welcome back to The Simple Creative. I know it's been a while, we're planning for season 5 of The Simple Creative, but then this particular episode is really an amazing one because I have 5 guests. And yes, you heard me right. I have 5 guests, and I decided to do this thing called the Simple Creative Assembly, which is bringing together the listeners and people from the community of the Simple Creative to feature on the entire podcast and talk about themselves, talk about what they do, and get to answer some questions like we do on the Simple Creative. So there were 20 questions, and each person had to pick 2 questions at random, and they would answer that to feature on the podcast. And this is what we're doing today, or on this particular episode. So I decided to break it down into 2 different episodes because the conversations were lengthy, and I really wanted us to have some sort of feel of what it means to be a creative. It's really an amazing session. I enjoyed myself. The questions were amazing and the responses were mind-blowing. So I really hope you enjoy this podcast. And to kick off the Simple Creative Assembly, we have our very first guest.
I am Angel Fortune Obeta. I manage pages for brands online. Also, I'm building a brand for myself called Level Up Ninja, which was born out of a pain point for those who feel that it's only with a certificate that they can get jobs. So we share career tips and resources to help them in their career and as they grow.
All right, awesome. It's so great to have you here, Fortune. So we're kind of doing some sort of Q&A, and then you need to pick a question or 2 questions out of 20 questions. So there are 20 questions, and then you choose 2 out of 20. So you have the open space to choose between 1 and 20. So please choose your first question.
I'll go question 1.
All right, question 1. All right. So given the choice of careers, would you say you prefer doing what you do right now, or you would love to change what you're doing?
I love what I'm doing right now, and I think that no one is stuck with one career for life.
Okay.
So as you evolve, you discover new aspects that you might like to go into, and it doesn't hurt to give it a try. So I love what I'm doing right now, and if I evolve and there's something else that intrigues me, I would surely not hesitate. I'll give it a try.
All right, awesome. So let's go to the next question.
Oh, okay. Question 2.
Question 2. All right. So what's the most important thing when considering a creative process for whatever kind of job it is you're doing, whether it's for writing, for filming, for creating content? What's the most important process?
First of all, I think that you need to know what you want to do first.
Okay.
Know what you want to do, know the message you want to pass with whatever you're doing.
All right.
Before you start going through how you're now going to do it, that's the method you're going to use. So first of all, the message needs to be clear, because without a clear message, there's bound to be confusion, and you start going into different things and then you get confused. So first of all, have clarity as regards the message you want to pass.
All right. So just to wrap up, can you just talk about your own creative process? What do you start with? What do you end with? Like, just take us through your creative process.
Which of the creative processes?
Anyone. Like, wait, there's more than one creative process?
Yeah, because I have into different things.
Okay.
I manage that, and that requires creativity. I write, that requires creativity.
Okay. Can you just pick one and talk about that?
Okay, so I'll just give a general tip.
Okay.
For whatever you're doing, it's important that you feed yourself with the right things in that particular area that you're focused on. Say, for example, when it comes to me managing brands, it helps to see what others are doing. That way I learn, I am up to date, and it also helps my creativity. When you feed on other people's content, you're inspired, and it helps. Same thing with writing. When I read, my brain is filled with so many ideas. I might just see a passage and then it bets a whole book. You understand? All so it's important that you keep feeding yourself. Never let yourself be empty.
All right. That's awesome. Thank you so much for doing this. Now we have our second guest to follow in the same order.
I am Samson Adeyemi, and I'm a content creator. I write, I speak, and teach. And my content is focused around helping creators to remind them that they're first human, to help them find peace and sanity in the demands of their craft, developing their emotional intelligence, why they get better in their craft and generally as a person.
All right, awesome. So you have two questions to answer, and then you'll be choosing between question 3 and question 20. So between question 3 to 20, you choose one number first, and then you choose the second one. So what do you choose?
I choose question 3 first.
Question 3. All right.
Yeah.
So, what is creativity to you? Do you consider yourself to be a creative, and why or why not?
Well, first of all, I would say I consider myself to be a creative.
Okay.
Because to me, creativity means it means that ability to be able to see things differently, to be able to look at things and be able to determine a message or something unique from it.
All right.
Is to be able to tell a story from something that seemed just bare to someone.
Okay, now that's awesome. Okay, so maybe choose your next question.
Okay. Question 20.
Question 20. All right, you read all the way. Okay, so if your creative work was edible, what would it taste like?
If it was edible, what will it taste like?
Yeah.
These are your questions. I'm trying to see.
So you've never thought about this before?
Like no, I've not.
All right. Okay, no problem. Wow, so what would you say?
Should I go for rice and beans? That's my best food.
You say rice and beans. Okay. Well, we'll take that. All right. So if you give one advice to a creative, what advice would that be? Any advice?
Wow. To me, what the advice I'll give is that one thing I forget to add when I was saying what creativity means, what the creative is that ability to be able to take risks and also be able to take criticism. Right? So the one advice I'll give a creative is that whenever you are doing this, whenever you are conceptualizing the ideas, whenever you are ready to put it out to the world, always know that there will be someone out there or some people out there that they will criticize the work. Because one thing I've learned is that creativity is subjective. People see it from different perspectives. So if you create something, you must be ready to receive criticism. But you must know how to know that, okay, this person is saying this from a place of, is it ignorance? Is it hypocrisy? Or are they really trying to make me better? Or are they really to try to make me see that, okay, I could be better at this? So being able to determine that, okay, this is criticism, it will come, but why is this person saying it? Is it because they are ignorant? Is it because they are afraid? Is it because they are just being hypocrites? Or they truly want me to be better? Wow. So that's it. Take criticism, how to choose around it.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much for joining the session, and have a wonderful time. For this particular episode, we are halfway, and we have our third guest.
Thank you for bringing me over here. My name is Isaac, Ogbodo Isaac, and I am a digital marketer with expertise in social media marketing, content development, and paid advertising.
Wow, that's awesome. So you have two questions basically, and then you have to choose between question 4 and 19. So there are, between 4 and 19, you have that wide range of options to choose from. So you pick two questions, and then you can, just let's go. Your first question, what do you choose?
Okay, I pick, let's say number 5.
Okay, 5. All right, yeah. 5. Okay, what's on 5? Okay, so do you think you would be able to teach what you do?
My answer is yes and no. Yes, in the sense that I already do that. I, starting from last year, where I joined like this company where this company has like a connection with Google where
Okay.
they train people in the basic Google digital skills, and Google pays them per person trained.
Okay.
So I got in with them as a trainer, and so that's where I started like training people in basic Google digital skills. It's actually free. Google is trying to increase knowledge of digital skills in Africa, and their aim is at 10 million or 100 million people trained within 10 years.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
I yeah, so I was a part of that, and you know, but the issue is, go coming into this year, I didn't feel like I was good enough to actually teach anything I know. That imposter syndrome where you
Syndrome.
feel like, am I that good enough to really, teach people? But coming in this year and seeing a lot of my friends, you know, going out, teaching people, Bolaji was teaching people. I'm like, wow, seems like I can actually do this. And I think I was able to organize like a class some days back, and I've been organizing mini classes, free classes, and all of that over time. So when I say yes, I think I can eventually teach what I know. So that's where my yes comes in. And then in terms of where I say no, I feel like teaching is a hard um it's something that is hard in a way. You understand? Like, how do I mean? Teaching is a skill.
Yeah.
What from what I understand is a skill. And not everyone has the skill to teach. You might have the knowledge, but passing it across is where um, I think I have an issue. So that is what I have noticed over time, and that's why I'm like, maybe I shouldn't even teach. So it's a dicey for me. I would like to actually pass across my knowledge to people, because when I'm not just helping people, I'm also making money for myself. But I
Okay.
think I am not so good at passing across the knowledge. So that is where my issue comes in now, having to teach people, because I don't want to go to a stage where people listen to me and are like, wow, this guy knows a lot. But I haven't gained anything. You understand that they can hear from me that, okay, this guy knows, he knows everything
Okay.
about it.
But
But
if you are able to start that process of teaching, it kind of makes it easy for you to, you don't want to let people down. You don't want to, fall your own
exactly,
hand. So you have to
exactly.
learn these things. You have to get better at these things. So the more you
Yeah,
teach, the more you learn. Do you get? So as you're
you
learning,
understand?
you have more to teach about. Do you understand? So it's not like
Yeah,
it's just like whatever goes in, something has to go out. Something whatever goes out, something has to come in to fill the
yeah,
space.
yeah, yeah.
So yeah, you can actually do it. I believe you can do it. So
All right, so
all right. So the next
right.
question. What next? What was your next question? What are you choosing from?
Number 15, 515, I think.
15. Ah, okay. You're choosing the good ones. All right. So this one
Oh,
says,
really?
what is your favorite accomplishment?
My favorite accomplishment. Favorite accomplishment. Hmm. I would say two things. First was, me organizing a class, like my first class where I had my Google Digital Skills training, which was in church. And of course, everybody knows you in the campus, which everybody knows you, and everybody's just like friends with each other, but they don't know that you know some things that they need. You understand?
Yeah.
So having that first class and having people like, wow, Isaac, wow, you understand? It was really nice to me. I was like, wow, I was able to pass across um something to some people, and also my first paid class, which was some months back, and I got really good reviews. I was like, wow, seems like, you know, I am not that bad after all. You get,
So you can see now that
you
you can
know,
actually be a teacher.
well, I think, like you said, that it's work in progress, but just that sometimes feels like, Isaac, come on, maybe I'm not just cut out for this. But I think, like you said, putting in effort into it, so might also it will help me in learning more. I
Yeah.
think maybe if I put in more effort now to next year, in 6 3 months, 6 months, I'll probably be better. And also, I think under of my accomplishment, I think I really, really felt was the first time because when I started learning Facebook ads and running ads, I tried it on myself, for myself. Of course, sometimes I didn't get the necessary results. I had to go back, learn, and all that. But I think the first time I ran for a client and were able to get sales, I was like, wow. So yeah, I'm good. So I think those are the times that I can say yes. I really felt like, yeah, I'm doing good at what I'm getting better at what I'm doing. You understand? At least I can. This is not just for me now. Like, okay, I'm doing it. I'm seeing results for myself, and I'm feeling like I'm good. But I can actually replicate those results for others in terms of teaching people, passing my knowledge across, and also in getting them the kind of results they want. So it means that, okay, I'm doing something good for myself, and I'm getting better at what I'm doing. So that's, I think, is my top accomplishment in my career.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Congratulations, man. More
Thank
accomplishments
you.
will come definitely. So, and
Thank you.
please keep teaching. You will get the hang
All
of
right.
it, and then you get better.
All right. All
All
right.
right. Thank you so much for joining the session, and have a wonderful time. This is guest number 4 for the Simple Creative Assembly.
All right, Dimeji, it's a pleasure having me on this one. My name is Innocence Kwesi Boatin, and I'm a freelance graphic designer and YouTube content creator. So I basically make banners, flyers, and I love teaching people how to do all those things as well. So that's practically what I do.
Oh, that's amazing. All right. So, like I already told you before, we're doing, it's a Q&A session. It's the Simple Creative Assembly. So you have to pick out of the following questions. Question 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 16, 17, 18, 19. So no pressure, no pressure. So just pick a number.
Okay, so like just the number, right?
Yeah.
Can you come up with the questions again, like the numbers that I'm supposed to pick from?
Okay. So, number 1, 2, 3, 5, 15, and 20 is out of, the picture.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it is left with
4,
7.
4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Okay, I'll pick 11 and 7. Okay.
All right, 11 and 7. Awesome. Okay, so 11 says, looking at what you have created in the past, would you change anything today? Why or why not?
Wow, that's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've created a lot, especially on my YouTube. Currently, I have about 230 plus videos over there.
Wow.
And if I say that I would change something, I'm practically going to say that it is not basically the content, but then the strategy. You see, the more we grow, the more we come to learn a lot. So I'm not pretty much going to change, let's say, the content or what I'm giving out to people. But then the strategy, the flow, the delivery, that is what I'm going to. And then if you visit my channel and then you check out from the day I started till this time around, currently, you see that there has been a lot of changes and there has been like a lot of improvement. So the content is not changing, but then the flow and then the delivery is changing. So if there is anything at all that I'm going to change, it is going to be the delivery and then the flow, not the content.
Oh, that's amazing. I really love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next question is 7, right?
Yeah, 7. I
7.
think 7 and 11.
7 and 11. All right. So now for 7, if you could live anywhere in the world, where would it be? And can you please explain your choice?
If I could, is it permanently or temporary?
I don't know. I think it's permanent. If you could pick anywhere to
like
live.
You should know. You know.
All right. So it's permanent. Permanent.
Honestly, permanently. Okay. But you can go out for breaks and then visitations, right?
Definitely.
You know, I would love to live in Ghana.
Okay.
There is no place like home, honestly.
That's
And
true.
then recently, I've been watching like a lot of movies, especially FBI related movies. I'm currently watching Blacklist. And then if I look at the kind of strictness and that people are really going through out of the world, Ghana is just a safe place, like a fun country. You are not under stress. Police wouldn't be attacking you anyhow, this and that. So if there is one place that I want to live permanently, it will be Ghana. But then, of course, there are times that you'd have to go for holidays and then travel and see. So I'll go for travels outside of Ghana. But then I would love to stay in Ghana.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right. So this is like a bonus question just from me being curious. So if you want to give any
Okay.
advice to creatives who are trying to start out with, doing tutorials on YouTube and being a designer, just trying to put out content from who they are, what advice would that be? Because I know you currently have a channel that has more than 12,000 subscribers, which is amazing. So what would be that? What would that advice be?
It's currently 16,000.
16. Awesome.
Okay, so currently we are at 16,000 and we are still growing. Yeah. So the advice is just pretty simple. First, you have to love what you do. That is the most one thing that I've come to realize a lot. If you don't learn our field of creativity is full of burnout. If you don't love what you do, actually you're going to burn out. You're going to get burnout in what you're doing. So you have to be passionate about what you're doing. And then for any instance, think that whatever that you are starting, it is a journey and then it is a marathon, not a sprint. That is as according to YouTube, right? It is a marathon. So you have to take your time, give yourself time to grow, give yourself time to learn and then grow on any platform. So if you are a creative that you are starting out, first love what you do, be passionate about it, and then give yourself time to grow. For any platform, it is a marathon, not a sprint. Proper growth takes time. So take your time to grow.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much, Innocent. I really appreciate you for doing this. This is awesome.
Thank, thank you so much, Dimitri, for having me on this one.
And to wrap this particular episode up, we have our fifth guest.
Okay, so my name is Amanabo Ojimojo Favor, but everybody knows me as OJ. I'm a lifestyle content creator and a YouTuber. So my content is basically to help people like me, mostly from uni, just to navigate through their life, basically. Yeah.
All right, that's awesome. That's awesome. All right, so I already give like some sort of background as to what we're doing, and
Yeah.
we have a couple of questions: 8, 9,
Okay.
10, 12, 13, 14, all the way to 19. So you make a choice. 2 questions actually. So
Okay. So do I make both choices now or just one?
yeah, you can make both now.
Okay, 4 and 6. Number 4 and number 6.
Number 4 and 6. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So question 4.
Mm-hmm.
Do you pay attention to others? Like, okay, do you pay attention to others' strong reactions to your work? And if you do, does that affect what you create?
Okay. Strong reactions. We're talking positive, strong reactions. Yeah. Or just
It can be both ways.
okay. So yes, I pay attention to strong reactions to my work because I feel like the reactions are the feedbacks that determines how someone would what should work on. If you would do better, if you need to turn down some things. Yeah. So I feel like it's important to pay attention to reactions, although there are some very ridiculous reactions that you shouldn't pay attention to at all.
That's true.
But there are some that comes off as constructive criticisms. There are some that say things that actually make sense, but don't say it in the nicest manner. But it's up to you to be able to sieve what you want to hear because it's you. You need to be able to see what you want to hear and look for how to apply it in your own context, basically.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. All right. So question 6. It says, what do you wish to accomplish with your art or with what you create?
Wow. Okay, so I'm basically just trying to answer that question now myself because I started content creation like play. I was
Okay.
joking. I was just joking.
Like most of us.
Exactly. So now I am trying to sit down and okay, so what exactly all this time they are wasting filming video, what do you want to do with it? But one thing I know is I want people to say that, in actually finding themselves or discovering themselves basically as a person, I want to be part of that story. I want to be part of people's self-discovery journey. I want them to be like, okay, so I learned this from OJ. OJ was there. OJ was there and everything. For now, those are like my goals. Over time, they will definitely evolve. But I just want to be part of someone's discovery journey for now.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing. There's this idea of always try to share your progress story. Don't wait till you are all made before you really tell the story. And
Yeah.
it kind of, goes back to the understanding of why did you start? And if you put all these questions together, it starts to bring up a little bit of, where you're getting to or where you're heading to. And
That's
most
true.
people feel, the moment you already get to one point and there's a little bit of recognition, they feel that's the climax, not knowing that there is still a lot
There's
more to
actually
go.
more. Yeah.
All right, so I'm listening.
Okay, I've had people say that, oh, do you want to be an influencer or something? I'm like, okay, influencer might come along the way, but that's not where I want it to stop. I think there's a lot more other than influencer. It's like on social media or Instagram, for instance. It's like when you reach influencer, you have reached your peak. That's it. But for me, there's so much more after that. Yeah.
But you are an influencer at the moment because you've influenced a couple of persons to live the kind of life they want to by the kind of content you create. So
yeah, that's true too.
Yeah, so it's not until there's that tag or you put it in your Instagram bio.
Yeah.
You understand? So
yeah.
All right, this is just like a bonus question for the people listening, something they can take away. If you were to give an advice to yourself right now, looking back at when you first started, what would that major advice be?
I think there are two.
Okay.
I would tell myself to be consistent. I would tell myself to be patiently, to actually take my time and create value-packed content consistently. Because there was a time I left YouTube for 9 months.
9?
9 months. I just left. I just disappeared, just like that. So I would tell myself that, you know what, be consistent at your own pace, not consistency as for frequency, because people tend to miss the two, just to be consistent. And currently, I'll tell myself to be patient, because that is another thing that is needed, because every once in a while, I find myself comparing myself to, the big content creators or the big creatives. So I'm just trying to tell myself to be patient and not to try to figure out everything at once. It takes time to come along the way, not at once.
All right. Well, awesome. Thank you so much, OJ, for joining this session. Thank you for sharing everything you've shared.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day. There you have it, guys. The very first 5 persons are featured on the Simple Creative Assembly. I really hope that everything you've seen today or you've heard today has been amazing for you. If it has, please make sure you rate the Simple Creative Podcast on Apple Podcast and Google Podcast or anywhere you listen to the Simple Creative. And also remember that the season 5 of the Simple Creative is starting soon. So stay tuned and stay creative.